There is a lot of information out there about how to buy a home, how to invest in a home, how to buy investment properties, what the process of that is like, but not as much in selling your home. What is the process like? How much are you going to keep? What are all the costs? How do you make sure you're not getting ripped off? How do you interview real estate agents? So this video is going to cover exactly that. And I have been a party to this, I've been making so many videos on the home buying process, and I realize from my YouTube analytics that I have a lot of listeners that already own property in Tucson. So this video is for you. I'm talking to you. So if you have ever thought about selling your home, whether you're looking to sell immediately or sell a year from now, let me know. You can book a call below and we can talk through the process. But this video is also going to cover exactly what that is going to look like. I'm going to cover the home selling process, what all the costs are going to be. Of course, not down to the penny. I haven't done a market evaluation on your property. Text me in case you want that. But this is going to cover what are the breakdown, what are the itemized lists. And until my partner goes into your property, then we can give you the actual breakdown of what to expect of how much you can keep when you sell your home. Now, I have to say, if you don't have to sell, don't sell. I am a big proponent of everyone keeping their properties because over the course of economists and people that are smarter than me have researched and looked up the values of homes and real estate over a 10-year period. Throw a dart at any 10-year period since we've tracked it. Real estate has always gone up. So why sell? Sell only if you have to. Don't sell because you're trying to time the market. Sell because you got a job opportunity that's taking you away. Sell because you do not want to be a landlord. Sell because it's the best interest for your family, whether or not you are now empty nesters looking to downsize, or you're looking to grow your family, or just get a bigger space and you're looking to get a bigger home. Those are good reasons to sell, but I would suggest not selling for any other reason aside from that. So let's start with the general home selling process. So what is the home selling process like? You're like, all right, Allie, let's get to it. All right, I hear you. Actually, I don't at all. Okay, so anyway, first step is you're going to commit. You're going to commit to selling your house. You have decided that you're going to sell. Perfect. Second step is you're going to meet with an agent or a couple of agents. And I suggest that you interview us because we are the top 1.5% of all of eXp Realty. We do this every single day. We hope that you use us as your real estate agents because we would love to work together. But if not, totally fine. And I hope that this video helps you anyway. Number 3 is once you choose a real estate agent, then it's going to be getting your house ready for sale. Do not make any changes or any rehabs, any remodels on your property until you get the okay from your real estate agent. I see this time and time again where some sellers will be like, oh, you know what?
Let's remodel the kitchen, or let's remodel the bathroom.
And they just don't get the return that they thought that they were going to get. Just because you put $30,000 into your property does not mean it is now worth $30,000 more. It's not always a dollar for dollar rehab. And I just want to make sure that before you make any crazy changes, get the okay from the real estate agent that you hire. So anyway, we're still in step 3 is getting the property ready for sale. We can talk about this more one-on-one, especially if you hire us. Well, obviously, although we can't give you any opinions, especially if you hire somebody else. This is going to be very custom and tailored to you and your property. So as we get the house ready for sale, then we're going to list and we're going to choose a strategic time to list the property. Again, we'll get more into this in our one-on-one consultation, but we'll choose a strategic time to list and then have the house on the market for a certain amount of time. During that time, we are marketing it as it is our job as listing agents to find a ready, willing, and able buyer. That's what real estate is as listing agents, we get paid when we find a ready, willing, and able buyer. We get offers. Maybe it's just one. At the end of the day, you only need just one offer. We'll advise you along the way of the pros and cons of each offer. We'll go under contract. The buyers do their inspection. The buyers then make a list of things that they would like you to fix or credit to them for them to fix, if anything. Usually, when they get a buyer's home inspection report, which is 60 pages long, especially if they have a new agent or if they are new buyers and they haven't had the client expectations set on their end to expect a 60-page report, they might freak out and provide us a laundry list. Again, this is the importance of hiring the right listing agent to make sure that the communication between the buyer's agent and the buyer is good to go. Then at that point, they'll send over that list, which in Arizona we call the BINSR or the Buyer Inspection Notice Seller's Report. That's our second negotiation period. And then we'll wait for the appraisal, which is potentially the third negotiation period. Then we close, you get your money, and you go along your merry way, keeping us in mind that we are your realtors for life. So whenever you have any questions in the future, we are here for it. Always, unless we're sleeping. And even then, even when I am sleeping, that's why I make these YouTube videos, to answer some of your questions. As you're watching this video, I might be sleeping right now. Who knows? That's the overall home selling process. Now, it goes so much more in the weeds than that, and I provided a very, rainbow and very nicely pictured process. There's headache, there's confusion, there's always a hiccup. There are so many ways that this could go wrong. And that's why you hire a professional that does this every day. So in that way, you have as little headache as possible, and we take the burden. That's our job. That's what we do. So with that said, how much money will you keep? What are all of the expenses? For Run the Top, usually the most expensive part of the whole transaction is paying off the remaining loan. Say we're selling your house for $500,000 and your loan has $400,000 left. That loan balance does have to be paid off before you can pocket whatever is remaining. And be mindful, if your remaining balance, say for easy numbers right now, it's $400,000, that's what you see in your dashboard right now on your loan in your bank account, you might actually have to pay a little bit more because remember when you first purchased the property, how you didn't have to pay that first month's mortgage? That's going to be added on to the end. Other line items of what you'll be paying for are the prorated taxes. You're only going to be paying, unless negotiated differently, you're going to be paying for the taxes of when you lived in the property. However, with escrow, you're usually paying more upfront, and sometimes a seller will pay the buyer to then pay. It's kind of confusing, but overall, just know you're going to be paying for the taxes that you lived in the property, unless negotiated differently. So that's an extra expense, depending on when in the year we're selling your property. A third item is the seller concession. Depending on how the market is, whether it's buyer heavy right now or seller heavy, whether you have more negotiation power or the buyers, even if it's middle of the road, say right now you're watching this, it's middle of the road market where it's half seller's market, half buyer's market, chances are you're going to have some sort of seller concessions or at least your own closing costs. Now, what do those closing costs entail? Title, attorney if it applies, potentially an HOA transfer fee, again, only if you're in an HOA community, obviously. But say you're watching this and the market right now is more leaning toward a buyer's market. In that case, chances are you as a seller will be paying more toward the buyer's closing costs than your own. Back in 2020, 2021, 2022, buyers were paying sellers' closing costs. That's wild. That doesn't happen anymore. As of right now, mid to late 2024, buyers are asking tens of thousands of dollars from sellers toward buyers' closing costs. That's how it is in Tucson. Another line item will be an admin fee for all of the paperwork to be done correctly, as well as the HOA transfer fee, capital improvement fee. This only applies if you're in an HOA, but I've seen some capital improvement, all the HOA transfer fees as low as $200. I've also seen them as high as $3,000 and up. That could be a lot. So make sure that you have an agent that's talking to the HOA and finding out how much, or you do this before you even decide to list. How much is it going to cost you to get out of that HOA community? And then, of course, there is the seller compensation. Now, commissions are negotiable. Just because an agent has said, oh yeah, here's my 82-point marketing plan, chances are that's what every real estate agent does. So sometimes it's hard to differentiate who's going to be a great agent and who's not. Either way, though, you have to be prepared to invest your money because a good realtor is worth their weight in gold. You want to make sure that you're working with a real estate agent that specializes in listings and has a big buyer pool. For example, in our company, we are one brokerage worldwide. So within a couple of clicks in our database, we can see how many buyers are looking for a property just like yours. So of course, I can't give you the amount down to the penny, down to the dollar of how much it's going to cost you to sell your property. What I can do is connect you to 2 to 3 agents. And if you're in the Tucson area, I'd ask that you partner with us. So that way you can feel empowered, educated, and honestly have fun throughout the selling process. So whether you're looking to sell right now or next year in Tucson or not, book a call using the link below. I'll see you on the Zoom.